know what time it is.
Time for the Heart to Heart Journey to Unconditional Love podcast.
That's right. I am your host, Delay Bloomer. That is my co-host, Harlan Brown. And Harlan Brown, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, how you doing? What's happening?
Oh, already started. Now we got technical difficulties.
You can't hear me?
No, I can hear you, but I'm saying the music just cut off. It's just like,
Oh,
everybody
okay.
been trying to mess with us with this podcast, man. But we're gonna get it out there because my God is awesome. So,
It's
and
awesome.
like even with my outfit, I got Princeton and New York. I'm all over the place. It matched, but two different things. But hey, I'm rocking it today. This is what I got. This is what you get.
I got the two hearts. I got the
You got
two
the
hearts.
2 hours. All right, cool. So talk to me. I know we had a great series on image, and we're doing image versus identity. We're going to move on to identity today, but talk about some of the things that you took away from image that the audience should know and want to kind of pattern themselves after or realize, hey, the image is not the way to go sometimes or all the time.
I think the biggest takeaway for me with image was basically we end up creating something that we are so far from, that we're so far removed from, and it just takes us it's such a long time to get back to who we really are. And so creating those images just puts you, I think it takes you 5 steps back when we really think it's pushing us forward into what we want, but I think it really actually like puts us a few steps back. So
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things that I got from that. And also the combination that most people think, no, that's who I am. Like, and then when they really look at what image is, and they're like, no, that's not
Not quite.
really who I am.
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
comfortable in that seat. I can sit in it, but I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily comfortable in it. So
Yeah.
I think those were my two takeaways.
Yeah. Well, my takeaway was you can create an image. Well, the first thing I'm going to say is God already created an image. Why did you have to recreate an image?
Right.
To reinvent the wheel is no need because you definitely can't do anything better than God has done. So that's number one. And my number two is you're going to be exposed at any point. Either you're going to get to a point where it's going to be overwhelming for you and you're going to expose yourself because the falsehood of everything that you're doing, you're carrying the burden of lies,
Yeah.
pretty much, to tell you the truth. And you got to carry that burden. You're going to just, get to a point where it's overwhelming and you're going to expose yourself, or somebody's going to really know you, who you really are, and they're going to expose you. So those are the takeaways that I have from image. Not saying anything is wrong with an image, but when you create an image, it's not permanent. It's
Right.
temporary.
It's
And you
fleeting.
don't want to live your life in being in a temporary status. You don't want to have a relationship that's in a temporary status. So that's
Absolutely.
my takeaways that I got from image. But it's all great. So we're gonna go into what we really are, who we really should be. And normally I would just come out and say what is identity, but I'm going to start with the scripture first. Do you mind if I start with the scripture first?
Absolutely. Let's start with the
Okay,
scripture.
so I'm gonna start with the scripture first. So it comes from Jeremiah 1:5. Can you read that for the audience there?
Sure. So, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I anointed you as a prophet to the nation.
So God gave you an identity. Not only did He create an image for you, so you didn't have to create your own image, He gave you an identity. He
Exactly.
gave you an identity. And this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to have a heart to heart on this one because this one really falls deep, deep, deep. I have a deep, deep passion for it because identity, when people who use it in the correct way, um, are those people you want to be around.
Yeah.
Um, Identity, when you have those who don't use it in the right way, you definitely want to go far, far away from them because they're creating an identity that's not them. That's just any type of falsehood, any type of lies, any type of anything that they have there. But we stay positive on this podcast. So we're going to start with today. Okay, what is identity? So the definition of identity, can you read that for the audience there, Harlan Brown?
Yes, identity is the unique set.
So stop there. Stop there. It is what?
The unique.
Exactly. God made us unique. And we talked about this in the previous podcast. You are unique to who you are.
Yes.
Stop wanting to be like somebody else. Stop wanting to be like somebody else. So, all right, I'll let you finish. Start from the beginning, please. I know. I'm passionate about this one. I'm definitely passionate about this one. Right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So identity is the unique set. No, identity is the unique set of physical, psychological, and social characteristics that define who a person is.
Yeah. So the key words in this is unique and defining who a person is. So when you come up with your identity, you are unique and you are defined of that's who you are as a person.
Isn't that, shouldn't you rest in that? Like you
I know, you tell me, should you?
I think you should rest in it. I think, just the idea that there is no one like you. You are unique to who you are.
Yeah.
That makes you an asset. Like there's nothing, like I'm never going to get this again. Like I'm never going to see this again.
Yeah.
So this person is unique to who they are. They have everything because God created them, right? Before we even knew who we were, he had already had a purpose and a plan for us. So he gave us the identities that we have. So creating something new is just like,
for what?
For what? Like how could you
for why? Por qué?
How could you outdo being authentic and original and unique to who you are and shine in those uniqueness? I don't know.
Yeah. So think about it. Like a lot of times people get in relationships, they think the other person wants a certain person. And they're afraid to give their true identity because of that, because they have watched them from afar. They've seen how they operate. They look a certain way, appearance and things of that way. They dress a certain way. So or their status is a certain way. They have a specific job or something. So I know you've ever, I know, well, maybe not with you, but I know I looked at some people who, might have been interested in, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's a high-powered lawyer. She would never get with a brother like me, or she's, she's the CEO of this company. Yeah, she wouldn't want to, get with a little peon like me. And you psych yourself out instead of presenting yourself. And I'll go over there and present myself as something else, as opposed to presenting myself in my true identity, because I think that's what that person wants. And a lot of times in relationships, we do that. So audience, again, we're having a heart-to-heart here, man. I'm really passionate about this. So you're going to see me get down to the nitty-gritty with this one, because stand in your identity, because that's who you are. And the key words is it's unique and it defines who you are. And it was given to you by God.
Yeah.
So it could only be good. But again, we want to be something else. We want to be this or that because we're afraid that the person that we really want to mesh with won't understand it, and they wouldn't want to get with anybody like us.
I think for the most part, we have to stop creating our own story. Right? A lot of times we always think that we know what the other person wants or what the other person needs, without even asking the other person, hey, like having a conversation, what do you want? What is it that you're looking for? Like, it's okay to say those things. I mean, before you count yourself out, throw yourself out the ring, how about just, talk to the person and see? I know plenty of times where, I mean, I've met guys and definitely was like, And I'm saying only because of their status, what they do,
Yeah. Yeah.
their net worth is, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
and
but think
I
about this. But think about this, and because this just came across my head. Think about this. A lot of times, if you meet somebody that has money, the first thing that they think of you is, are you talking to me because you're talking to me, or are you talking to me because I got money?
right,
You see what I'm saying? So
right,
it's created on both sides.
right.
The dynamic is on both sides. But how do we get past that, Harlan Brown? How do we get past that as far as relationships are concerned?
I think in relationships, we need to be a little bit more confident in confident in who we are and who God created us to be. Right. I think that's where we need to stand more so than anything else. I think for the most part, it's conversations, because we always talk about communication. It's definitely part
Yeah,
of conversations. It's a
yeah,
part of knowing what the other person is expecting, knowing what the other person is looking for. No, it's not like a question and answers, because I don't want anybody to go out here with 20 questions. Do you want this, and this, and
yeah,
this?
yeah.
I
Right.
want you to be able to have a conversation where you can talk to somebody about certain things. And yes, if you're unclear, yes, how about ask that question, not 20 questions. A
Yeah,
question is fine, but
yeah,
not 20. But and standing confident in who you are. I think as we learn people and as we get to know people, we get a genuine and authentic view most of the time of who the person is when it comes to their characteristics, what they like, what their values are, who they what they
yeah,
but what their beliefs are, where their strengths are. We learn as we go. Oh, that's. I thought it was a strength, but it's actually a weakness. Like
yeah.
that's something I probably need to work on a little bit more. But it's
Right.
okay. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because a lot of times I just feel like people have these thoughts in their head. Like, oh, I know what she wants. No,
yeah,
you don't, because you
yeah.
never asked.
Because you never asked, or you never really focused on what I'm doing or what the thing, the nonverbal things that I do to understand that. And we could talk about of course, you didn't verbalize it either, but even non-verbally, if you didn't observe me enough and focus on me, then you won't know what I want. And you're just talking out the side of your neck when you say I know what you want, because you really don't. So I get it. I get it. But you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So let's talk about some things of why identity is very important. And I've come up with like four things. Well, I didn't come up, we came up with four things. And the first thing is identity is internal.
Yes.
And that's a good thing. And don't take it's literal, but take it from a point of this. It's internal for your soul, your mind, your heart, your body. Just it's internal. It's rooted in you. It's who
Exactly.
you are, and that's the point I want to make. When you talk about identity, God made you. He formed you in the womb. And before he formed you in the womb, he knew you before you were who you were. But then he stamped you to say, I'm making you this unique and defined person. So that's what I mean by it's internal. You want to speak on that, Harlan Brown?
It's you who you are at your core. It's who you are at your core.
Yeah. Yeah. And the second, so we're gonna go into that. The second thing is it's anchored. It's on
Hmm.
solid ground because it's
Yes.
who God made you. So it's anchored in your life. It's anchored again in your soul, in your spirit, in your mind, in your heart. It's anchored. It's in your body. It's all through. It's resonating all through your body. Um,
Yes.
so you know, I I don't see how. So that's the thing. That good things about identities. It's internal and it's anchored.
And it's
You
yes,
want
being
to
anchored is
expand
a
on
great.
that?
I think that when you say being anchored, I think it's definitely something that people need to understand. It's internal and it's anchored, and it's less affected by outside validation. Right? I don't need outside validation when I'm anchored in my own
Yeah,
beliefs and in what
yeah.
it is that I stand for and what it is like. Once you're anchored in that, like external validation is no longer
You don't need
necessary.
it. You don't need it. Right. Absolutely. So this is my favorite one, and it should have been number one, but it's rooted in truth.
Yes.
Unlike image, it's you built it and you created it, and it's not built in truth. It's built on some something that that is not anchored, that is not internal in you. But but identity is rooted in truth. So even if you wanted to go away from it, your true identity is going to come out because
Absolutely.
it's rooted in your truth. Why? Because this is what God has given you. This is what God has made you. This is the uniqueness that God has given you. And this is that defining the features and everything of your identity is what God gave you. So you could go ahead and expand on that if you want.
I've rooted in the truth. That explains it all. God gave it to you. It is the truth. You are who you are. Um, and it feels natural. Like it's a natural thing. It's not something that you got to create. It's just natural. And
Right.
it has to be good to feel natural.
And no burdens come with that, right? Because you're not hiding anything.
Right. You're not hiding anything. You have peace of mind because it's
Say that
rooted.
again. Say that again.
You have peace of mind because you're rooted in the truth. Like when you
I'm gonna
once
go
you
to the mic on this one. You got peace of mind.
yes,
Peace. Peace
peace.
is it, and once you establish peace in your life is amazing. And I know our time is up, and I know we're talking about it and having fun with it because you should. But
Yes.
yeah, this is something that is very defining of what identity is. So I love those words that you came up with too. And lastly, it is stable without applause. And I'm gonna
That's
say
what
it:
I love.
stable,
That's what I love.
stability. You know what I mean?
That's what I love.
And you don't need applause.
No.
You know, you know how sometimes people need applause in order to move forward and do something.
Mhm.
Like, I need to hear it. Come on, help me out here, whatever. This is identity is you are stable without the applause. So you can stand on your ground with your identity, and you don't need the applause in order to stand firm in confidence, stand
No.
firm in your uniqueness. It's the defining moment. You're standing there in front of people, showing your identity because it shines on its own. You don't even have to create anything to shine because your identity shines on its own.
No. You don't need to create. When you stand in your truth and when you stand on who you are so you are so at ease. You got so much peace. There's a level of resilience. Like you don't have to outside validation is not
Yeah,
needed in this circle. Um, just being grounded in all of that, it just gives you such a
a
it gives you
rush, a
power.
high, a just ooh,
It gives you power. It just gives you so much. And I think that we miss out a lot when we don't just just look at ourselves authentically when we are burning out, when we're spinning out. Like look
yeah,
at who you are at your core and
yeah,
work from there. Be aligned with what that is, and then that can take you so much farther than pretending to be anything because you are the best you that you can be. You don't need to pretend to be anything. You are already perfect as you are. Like there's no need to change.
yeah. So yeah, when we looking back, man, just understand what identity is. Um, revel in your uniqueness.
Mhm.
Just you know, be that defining person. Especially when you get into a relationship, embrace that uniqueness that you have on your own. Embrace that uniqueness that your partner is bringing to the relationship. A lot of times
Absolutely.
we don't want to do that, or we don't do that because we feel like you said earlier in the podcast, we think we know what that person wants, and we think we know what that person wants it to look like without having a conversation with them. So even having a conversation and communicating is important in this, when you're establishing your identity. Although it without creating an image, if you just let your identity stand, it is stable without applause. It is rooted in the truth. It is anchored, and it's
Yes.
internal where it resonates of who you are reeks of who you are, and your mind, your body, and soul, and it's all over you, everywhere,
Yes.
and your heart too, because that's what identity is. And I'm gonna say this, and normally I don't get all crazy like that, but if God created your identity and made you unique, it's perfect.
Yes,
You
it
might
is.
not think it's perfect. It's perfect. And don't ever change it for another person to be in a relationship. I know, because this is, I'm holding it back into relationship, because this is the heart to heart journey to unconditional love for relationships. Embrace that person for their uniqueness. Don't try to
I think
change
it's
them,
so
and
important.
don't change yourself in order to be part of that relationship. So that's my last words. I'm gonna give you the last words there, Harlan Brown,
I thank
because
you.
I
What
can
you
talk
said is
about
very,
this all night.
I
And I know
think,
our time is up, right? I know I keep cutting you off. Go ahead, go
I
ahead.
say I think it's very important, especially like especially in relationships, because we want to be able to honor the person. We want to be able to honor people for who they are. We
Yeah,
want to respect people for who they are. And we need to respect people enough to allow them to be who they are.
yeah,
Because I cannot be comfortable and be authentic if I'm dealing with somebody who is not comfortable in being authentic with me. Like there's that level of freeness in that. If I like we have to be able to have this freeness where we can say, you know what, I like that, or I love that, or you know what, I don't like that. Like, it gotta be
yeah,
okay. Because
yeah.
when you have that resistance and you have that resilience, then that's when you start creating the image. You start saying, you know what? He said he hated this, I don't like it either. Like, girl, you know you like that. Stop playing. Like, just
Yeah.
be okay with, you know what? That's your opinion, and I understand that. I can get with it. But then again, I want to say this on the flip. If you have an opinion and you share that opinion, don't automatically think that your partner is okay with that opinion. Like that's what they
Opinion.
believe as well. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. The communication is key, because a
And that's
lot of
another
times we'll
podcast,
say,
because a lot of times people already automatically, yeah, well, my wife thinks that, or my girl thinks that too. So we together, and they'll be like, no, I'm not. I disagree with you on that one. So, but
no.
that's another podcast. But
Okay, we can go to another podcast on that, but definitely be and definitely sit in your authenticity, get that peace of mind, get that resilience, get that stability, get that groundedness,
yeah,
um, and enjoy life. Life is a journey. Enjoy it. God's already created you perfectly. So
yes.
what in the world would you possibly be altering?
Absolutely. So I gave Harlan Brown the last word. I kept my word on that. So as we in all our podcasts, trying to do something to keep you in your same place, but when you actually do something, your place has no limitations. I am your host, Delay Bloomer. That is my co-host Harlan Brown,
I'm like,
and we see you next week.
being sweet.